Welcome to our channel, your daily destination for top-tier product insights. Today, we're delving into the realm of the best paper shredders, delivering expert reviews and valuable tips to empower your choices. Don't miss out on our quality content, hit that subscribe button and join us for more. In the digital world, we count on antivirus software, two-factor authentication, and other identity theft prevention measures to keep our sensitive information safe from fraud. But what do you do in the real world, where you still get credit card solicitations, bank statements, and medical bills on paper? Simple, you buy a paper shredder, like our favorite Fellows 62MC Micro Cut Shredder. Number 1. Fellows 62MC Micro Cut Shredder. The Fellows 62MC Micro Cut Shredder is an awesome pick for a wide variety of shredding needs, offering reliable performance and outstanding features. This shredder is able to shred continuously for 5 minutes at a time, tearing through stacks of 1 to 10 sheets without jamming. It won't flinch at staples or a pile of junk mail, including regular paper, stiff paper, and even thick credit cards. There are other pluses to the 62MC, including the pull-out basket has an extra-large capacity of 5 gallons that takes more than 100 sheets to completely fill up. The shreds it produces are the finest among shredders I've used, at just 9mm by 3mm, which makes it nearly impossible to reconstruct shredded documents. The bin is easy to remove, and emptying it into the trash doesn't generate huge plumes of paper dust. I also appreciate the fact that the 62MC isn't especially shrill or rumbly while it runs. Number 2. GBC Shredmaster PSX 1006 Super Crosscut Shredder. The GBC Shredmaster PSX 1006 is a super crosscut shredder that shreds the paper down to a size of 27mm by 4mm, a shred size that is larger than those produced by micro cut shredders and smaller than those produced by typical crosscut shredders. Because the strip cuts are still long enough that some text might still be legible, we recommend using this shredder for less sensitive documents. The shredder itself has a P4 security rating. In this shredder, the shredder head sits on top of the bin. While the shredding process is relatively loud, it does not produce a lot of dust. When emptying the bin, the shreds mostly just slide out of the bin as a single mass. During use, we found that the PSX 1006's 2 control buttons were not very responsive. It feels as though you're pressing rigid plastic, rather than a button. Furthermore, in our experience, the shredder only worked when it was sitting in the correct orientation on the bin, and that orientation was not immediately obvious. So, you'll need to closely examine the shredder's manual to figure out which way the shredder head needs to be placed. Number 3. Amazon Basics 6-Sheet Crosscut Shredder. The Amazon Basics 6-Sheet Crosscut Shredder is small, with a scant 3.8-gallon capacity. But it's also remarkably fast, shredding 85 sheets of paper, as many as 6 at a time, in just 5 minutes, among the quickest shredders I've tried. It easily handles everything from regular paper to credit cards and paper clips. Unfortunately, this shredder's compact design also means the top of the shredder must be removed before the bucket can be emptied. This could become a safety issue if it tips over and the top part of the shredder pops off, exposing the cutting blades to the open air. The front-load paper slot makes it easy to insert paper to be shredded, but the small bin can quickly overflow, clogging the blades from below. The shreds it produces were also the largest I got from any shredder at 44mm by 5mm. Last but definitely not least, the machine is fairly quiet in operation, but when it's done shredding, the Amazon Basics emits an especially unpleasant high-pitched whine. Number 4. Aurora AU820MA Micro Cut Shredder. The Aurora AU820MA falls in an awkward middle ground in terms of design. Like smaller shredders, it can only be emptied by removing the top shredder head, but with a weight of 14 pounds, that can be an awkward, frustrating proposition. The 4.8-gallon bin has ample room for shreds, but the AU820MA also generates more than the usual amount of dust, making emptying it even more of a chore. Parents will appreciate a unique panel that has to be flipped downward to access the paper slot, making it more difficult for kids to stick their fingers into the blades. However, the narrowness of the slot, coupled with a finicky paper sensor, means it can be difficult to actually get the machine to start shredding. Once it's going, the shredding process is pretty loud, and somehow gets even louder after the paper has been shredded. Number 5. Royal MC14MX Micro Cut Shredder. The Royal MC14MX Micro Cut Shredder boasts an 8.5-gallon bucket, largest out all of the shredders we found, and a heavy-duty design that checks in at 34.4 pounds. The front load slot has a curved guide that makes it easy to insert pages, though there's a delay before the auto shred sensor kicks in. When I used the MC14MX, it was able to power through as many as 14 sheets at a time, and also easily handled a DVD, cardstock, staples, credit cards, and paper clips. There are negatives, though. The shreds, while still quite small, are among the largest micro-cut examples I've encountered at 12mm by 4mm. Once you're done shredding, emptying the bin can be a messy prospect, since the shreds are very statusy and lots of dust is generated during the shredding process.